guys, and welcome to another vlog. I totally meant to start this vlog yesterday, but kind of forgot because I've been meaning to. I think every Friday now I'm going to be doing Instagram vlogs for the followers over there because that is the place where I have the biggest following, so you know, want to give them something. But I totally forgot that I had plans to do that. So we're starting the vlog today. It is February the 11th, 2023 at 3:22 p.m. and it is Saturday. That hair looks kind of greasy. Yeah, I've been doing the oil in my hair to help with the dry scalp, and I do think it has helped. I haven't looked at my scalp lately with my little camera thing, so I don't know if my skin is like still flaky or whatever, so that is something I do need to look into. But that is not why we're here. So I will tell y'all, I've been watching a YouTube video, that's why I've had headphones in. But let's talk about what I am reading. So the book for where I read a essay, short story, poem, something every day, I am reading My Body by Emily Ratajkowski. So I did not have time to read a story in here yesterday, so I'm reading two today. I've already read one essay, not story. And the one I read earlier, about an hour ago, was My Son. And then I am going to read Toxic, and probably again like in another hour. I am really liking this, and honestly I've only heard good things about this, and I do like Emily Ratajkowski. I follow her on Instagram, so I don't watch her podcast, not because it's her or anything, it's just I don't watch podcast, but I think she probably talks about common themes that she talks about in her book on her podcast. But this is very well written. Again, I think we kind of talked about this on Instagram, I think last week, or no, we talked about it in my 5-star prediction video. Is a lot of people expect models or actresses to kind of be dumb, to be bimbos or whatever, because they're like, she has a pretty face, she can't have anything else. And I think that's a lot of people felt that way about Emily Ratajkowski. And then you actually listen to her, she's incredibly intelligent, and there's no ghostwriter on this, and the writing is fantastic. So I think she gets her point across very well. And for somebody who I used to do, like, I was never like a professional model or anything, but I have modeled for like people's Instagram stores, whatever. And then just somebody who they get comments on their looks, I guess, a lot. Like, I don't know what to refer to that as, or her a lot, how she was getting compared to her mother. And so her family members were constantly like, it was like kind of a competition. Like, I literally have been called an ugly duckling before who blossomed, which I think is kind of like, the person telling me that, I don't think they had bad intentions, but still thinking about that now, I'm like, whoa. I should have said something 5 years ago, 5 or 4 years ago, or 5 or 6 years ago when that happened. But yeah, it's just been very relatable with some parts, because like, I haven't been assaulted or anything like that, but just for the female experience. Then at 6, I will be starting a new book, and that is No Exit by Taylor Adams. This is my mood read. This is a thriller. I got this in December of 2018, but I think I got it more recently than that, actually. So 13 hours, 4 strangers, 1 missing child, no exit. She knows her odds, she'll fight anyway. That sounds terrifying. Like, the no exit part, like, I don't consider myself claustrophobic, but it's still like, just thinking of being trapped somewhere does give you kind of that feeling like, ooh, like, I don't like the feeling it gives me. I don't think anyone would. So a determined young woman must unmask and outwit a vicious psychopath in this tense and clever tale of suspense. So I have a hard time with thrillers, so we're gonna hope that works out. Then for my ebook, I totally forgot to pick up last night because I was doing stuff in Sims. I got Sims back. That's why I'm sitting at my computer right now, because I brought a bar stool in here because we know my desk chair is broken. Like, there's a huge rip down the middle, like basically no stuffings anymore, all of that, because I got it secondhand, and then I've had it for like 10 years, so it's probably like a 20 to 15-year-old chair. But so I totally forgot to pick this up, so I don't know if I'm going to redouble today or read a chapter tomorrow or read 5% tomorrow, since I usually don't read on Sunday, or just go with it. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but this is very like fast paced, so I'm not too concerned. But oh yeah, I need to tell you what this is about. So we have Naomi, who is a runaway bride. We don't know why she left the wedding or anything like that, but she goes to her sister, the town her sister lives in, to find that her sister is basically the town villain. Like, she is a drunk criminal, all of that. And then, so I'm seeing if it says like anything. Yeah, so then there was a niece that Naomi knew nothing about, so she's kind of being given guardianship to her niece because her sister Bells gets out of Dodge, goes to DC, or that's what it seems like. So Naomi is left taking care of the niece. And then there is Knox, he basically runs his town, kind of. Like, he owns several businesses, and he is kind of the one kind of helping her, but he's like, doesn't really want to be, but he is a good guy deep down, and is like, he doesn't want to leave her stranded, living in like a trailer with nothing. Like, it was like, nothing's wrong with living in a trailer, but a trailer that is very like messed up. And he wants her and her niece to have the best, and because of their circumstances and all of that, and apparently they're gonna fall in love because this is a romance. And then I will be starting a book on Monday. This is my TBR, and that is Hit in 1955. This is a noir, a violent piece of 1950s noir comics next big hit. USA Today with the dad joke. So this is a raw and gritty depiction of 1950s Los Angeles. Love that. So this is, they say that, so Harvey Slater is a homicide detective and all of that, and this goes through what he goes through. That's everything that I'm reading at the moment. I don't have any new purchases or anything to show y'all. Don't worry about that. We do have hockey tonight for the first time in 9 days, which is super exciting because it has been the All-Star break. So we're playing the Rangers. So that should be fun to watch because I hate the New York Rangers. Sorry if you're a fan. I do know quite a few people who are fans of them, but I just don't like them. Nothing personal though. But yeah, so I'm not going to read for like another hour, but I did want to start the vlog because I feel really good today. I just wanted to talk to y'all. So I will see y'all sometime later. Guys, that game. Bad. So let's talk about, because during the intermissions I read, if you weren't aware, and then I obviously read earlier in the day. So we're going to talk about No Exit. So this book, it's good so far. I'm not going to say I'm loving it. I am not like that far enough into it to have any strong emotions. So this girl, Darby, I think was the name. Yeah, Darby Thorne. She finds out her mom has cancer, so trigger warning for that. So she's going from Boulder, Colorado to Provo, Utah. So this is, if you're not aware with American geography, this is like the really high mountains, the Rocky Mountains, very like rough landscape. And so since it's such a high elevation, I think it's like, they said 9,000 feet up. I could be wrong on that, but I think it's 9,000 feet. So for weather and all, what is on my eyebrow? How did I get pizza sauce in my eyebrows? How does that even happen? But okay, so she's driving this way in the middle of December. It's almost Christmas, so if you want like a Christmassy thriller, this would be good. So she's driving there, blizzard conditions. One of the windshield wipers gets ripped off her car, so she's like, need to stop because how can I drive with this? And then the interstate is covered in snow. So she pulls off at a rest area, and there's an old man, or I don't know if he's like old, but older than her because she's younger than me. I think she's like 20. So it's an older man, an older woman, then a young other like college age student, and then this like really weird guy who's just given kind of off vibes. He's not really talking to anybody or anything. So she goes to her car looking for phone service, and let me make sure. Okay, yeah. So she, in the car next to her, or in the van, it's like a work van with California tags. Why did y'all need to know it's California? Well, okay, that kind of, I can see why I said that. So she looks in the car next to her and she sees a little kid in like a dog cage. And so obviously, red flag, and the little kid had her duct tape, I think, yeah, duct tape over her lips. And so she's like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Because she's like, if I just say something in there, what if this guy has a gun or something and kills me, kills everybody else, you know? So she's having a debate on what to do with this, how to go about it, because they're stuck in this rest area. They say the snowplows won't be there for another 8 to 10 hours, so the atmosphere is perfect. That is so creepy. Like, rest areas already have that like liminal space, I think that's what it's called, vibe of it's kind of just somewhere in between, which yeah, it kind of is in between your destination and where you departed from. So it's just, they have that weird vibe already, so setting a thriller there is creepy. It's a creepy time. So how many pages did I get into this? 69 pages. So let's put that all in on my phone. I'm gonna get a bath because it's very cold and rainy here and I want a bath. So I read 20%. I mean, yeah, I kind of wish I would have read a little bit more, but that's all the time I have. So I do think I am going to read double of the read 10% rather than 5% and things we never get over, and just see if I can do that. So yeah, 69 pages, save. Yeah, 20% again. I usually link my Goodreads and all down below if you guys would like to add me on there. But I will see y'all tomorrow on Super Close. Maybe I scooted the chair closer, I didn't realize. But it is Sunday, 6 o'clock exactly, but February 12th, 2023. It is Super Bowl Sunday, and the Super Bowl starts in 30 minutes. So basically, they did not ask me what time they should start. They're starting at a terrible time because that's right in the middle of my reading time. And with the Super Bowl, it's like I can't read during halftime because I have to watch the halftime show. So we're basically just gonna try to read for the next 30 minutes and just see what happens. I have no idea what time this thing should end. I'm assuming around 9 or 10, or 9:30 to 10 o'clock, which again is terrible timing. And it's like you can't miss the commercials either. Like, it's all a big deal. But we're gonna be reading No Exit starting on page, I think it was 69. So probably gonna get like 25 pages read, which isn't a ton, but it's better than 0. Okay, a lot to do. So the Super Bowl just finished. Not the results that I wanted, but something really interesting. So I thought the Eagles would win by like 1 touchdown. That was my like thing. That's what I thought was gonna happen because I saw the leaked script for I've never been a person who thinks sports are like they go in already knowing who's gonna win or whatever, but I thought this was just kind of funny. Said that the Eagles would win 37-35. That didn't happen. The Chiefs won 38-35. So I was like, okay, they're just going to reverse it and have the Chiefs win and just +1. But yeah, not what I would have wanted, but again, neither of these are my team, so I don't really care. The Super Bowl was this was the most boring Super Bowl I've watched, but I think it's because I'm mainly focused on the stuff getting shot out the sky, whatever, because the Pentagon held a conference about that and it kept getting delayed. So I was just like, when is it happening? Because I want to know, because that is so strange. We're shooting things out of the sky. And yeah, so that's my current fascination. I was like, I care more about an alien invasion or World War III than I do the Super Bowl when my team's not playing. But yeah, so it was just like a whole 3-star experience. Rihanna was fine. I'm not like a huge fan of her music or anything, so it wasn't like so it was like exactly what I expected. I mean, it was a little bit better because I kind of forgot some of her older songs and all of that. Commercials, I'm fine. Everything was just fine. And I dropped my pencil and I need it so bad. All right, so we're gonna see how much I read. So I did not read a ton, so like no new thoughts or anything for No Exit. I got to page 103, so 103 minus 69, I have no idea. Yeah, I got like 3 hours, not 3 hours, like 5 hours of sleep last night. I went to bed at like 6:30 in the morning. So I read 34 pages today. We finished another week. Guys, this afternoon has not been it. I totally have a dog clicker on my wrist. So this morning was great. It was just like any other morning. Well, I had to get up earlier because my dog was barking and that woke me up. And I'm like, it's the day after the Super Bowl. So yeah, it's 2/13/2023 at 4:48 p.m. which is Monday. And you all know, like, people are always like, the day after the Super Bowl needs to be a holiday because everybody's hungover. Yeah, exactly. Like, my hair, I didn't even wash my hair last night. So I wore a wig in my sit down video this week. I'm like, the wig might look bad, but it looks better than greasy hair. But, so I filmed my video and, well, okay, earlier I brought Delilah in because she was barking, and it's rude to have your dogs like bark for an extended amount of time because you don't know what people are trying to do. So I brought her in and I put her in the crate. She was fine. She just took a nap. It was completely okay. So when I went out to read at 2:30, I brought her out with me again because, yeah, because she had spent like an hour and a half inside. So I do that, and then I come in, get ready, film my video, and then she's barking at the neighbors again. So I bring her in and I'm like, okay, it's not going to be that long because my dad's going to be home soon and all of that. Yeah, she peed on the couch, which is just like, oh my gosh. And then she got jumped and, you know, the line followed. So we had to clean the cushions, which we did that already. Clean the rug, and then we had to clean the hardwood floor. So we have to move this rug, and our rug has a ton of stuff on it. And I'm just like, why? Because I barely got any sleep last night as it is. So, but I did hit 1955 today. I love the setting because this is 1950s Los Angeles. I'm wanting to write something that takes, I'm wanting to write something that takes place in a era, I know. But I just haven't found the right time to do it, I guess. Like, I have a whole idea, but it's just actually, you know, doing it. And I love the art, but this plot is all over the place. I'm like, what? Yeah, I did get a package today. So this is from Primrose Hills Books, which is in London. I am wanting to buy books from independent bookstores all over the world, so I was like, why not start with London? And Primrose Hill Books. If I lived in London, that's where I would live, and when I go back to London, I definitely do want to go here in person. I followed them on Instagram a while. So let's open the package. Yeah, the people on Instagram were so kind. Their customer service is fantastic, and yeah, and they have a really good selection on their website, which I will link their website down below. If I forget, do tell me and I will put it. Okay, so this packaging. Ooh, they even have bookmarks. Cool. So these are going to be UK covered. I only bought one book, but because shipping between Europe and the United States is really expensive at the moment. But here's the bookmark that says Primrose Hill Books. So it's at 134 Regent's Park Road, London, NW1AXO. I don't know what all that means. But they do have their email, their telephone number, and website, and this is new and secondhand books. And this is a book I had never heard of, but it just sounded amazing. And this is Bournville by Jonathan Cole. In Bournville, a placid suburb of Birmingham, sits a famous chocolate factory for 11-year-old Mary, her family in 1945. It's the center of the world, and the reason their streets smell faintly of chocolate, the place where most of their friends and neighbors have worked for decades. Mary will go on to live through the coronation, the World Cup final, royal weddings, and royal funerals, Brexit, and COVID-19. She'll have children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Parts of the chocolate factory will be transformed into a theme park and modern life and the city crowd in their peaceful enclave. So Bournville is a rich, poignant new novel from the best-selling Costa Award-winning author of Middle England, so I definitely need to look up Middle England. The story of a woman, of a nation's love affair with chocolate, of Britain itself. So I love, you know, ones that spanned a lot of time. Also, Bournville is a real place. I don't know, it says he was born a few miles from there. Look at those end pages, so cool. And England, we love it. But I We'll catch up with y'all probably around like 7 something. Little 7:12 update for y'all. I told y'all I'd be back in the 7 o'clock hour, and today is a lot better now. After cleaning, like I did the vacuum to like vacuum the inside of the couch. Y'all know that the thing where you hold it and it goes? I don't know, but it was so satisfying. Like it just chilled me out, and I love doing it. And I swept the floor all. I did a lot of cleaning because, as I told y'all, we had to move the rug to, you know, let it dry off and all because it had to be cleaned. So we were sweeping what was under the rug, you know. Literally under the couch there was a magazine from May 2014. Like that's forever ago. That's nearly 10 years. But I did end up finishing Hit, so I don't think I'm going to continue the series. There's only one other book. I might just see what it's about, maybe, but I love the setting and I love the art, but the plot was all over the place, so I'm like, I have no idea. Like I felt like I was jumping into a series at like book 3 when this is the first book, so I was kind of confused by what was all going on and what the connections were between all these people and everything. So do I recommend it? Probably not. So I am going to be unhauling it. I already had bought this secondhand. This is like, y'all can see the cover is kind of falling off, but that won't be in my unhaul till like June, since I found the one unhaul today. So I need to find out what graphic novel I'm going to read next. Actually, I can do that with y'all right here, because with graphic novels, I just go to my Goodreads shelf and see which one has been on my TBR the longest, and that's the one I end up reading. So or is that what I do, or do I just do the first on the list? Okay, so we are going to be reading Check Please, Book 2, Sticks and Scones by Ngozi Ukazu, which is a hockey graphic novel, so it's kind of fun, and especially we're in the hockey season, and I live in an area with a #1 hockey team, so this is the bookmark I used, and I just really like this bookmark, so I wanted to show you. I usually don't show my bookmarks, but Jack the Skeleton with 0 on the back. This is from Let Joy Crate. I don't know if they still sell this one. I don't even know if I like bought it or if it was in a subscription box or something, but I do really like this bookmark, and it's like bamboo maybe? I'm not sure, but it's very sturdy and really nice. So I'm going to go get that one graphic novel and put it in my TBR stack, and then put that book in my wrap-up stack. And then I'm going to go put some books on eBay to sell. So my eBay is linked down below if you guys would like to purchase a book. I do them very cheap. They're usually like, it depends, none of these are signed copies, because last time I had signed copies, so those were a little bit higher, but they're cheaper than what you would get at any store, cheaper than Amazon, anywhere. So I do need to go list all that on eBay. I still have like 15 minutes till I'm gonna eat dinner, and I have no idea what I'm gonna eat for dinner. But I always find something, don't I? So I might just do pizza rolls, because I've been loving pizza rolls when my acid reflux was bad earlier, so I'm like, do I really want to have something with more tomatoes? Who knows? But I am gonna go do everything that I said I was gonna do. I'm convinced my desktop is like drunk half the time, because on the bottom of like Microsoft computers, is that even HP, Microsoft, I don't know, it says like the temperature and what the weather is, and it says 66 and sunny, which, yeah, the 66 is probably right. Well, it's probably lower than that now, but it is nighttime. And earlier it was like light rain on and off, and I'm like, it's completely blue, but was light rain like 12 hours before that. But I am extremely bored. Everybody fell asleep on me. It's only 8:49. So I'm like, what else do I have to do? Like, I do have videos to edit, but we're kind of doing the video right now, you know, and I like to do that while listening to my ebook, because I do, if you don't know, on the Kindle app, since it's all owned by Amazon, I guess they're owned by Amazon, I don't know, they have something to do with Amazon, you can hook up the Kindle and ebook app, or the Kindle and the Audible app, so you can have somebody read it to you while you're looking at it, or you can just have the audio going in the background, whatever you want to do. Why are my headphones right here? So that is what I tend to do when I edit my videos. And then once I finish editing, I will like actually be looking at what I'm reading. But it's just cool how you can do that. So definitely, if you are somebody who uses Audible or Kindle, look into it. But I'm gonna get into No Exit, which out of the books that I'm reading right now, like I'm loving My Body, but that is like my favorite nonfiction at the moment. So my favorite like fiction book I'm reading at the moment is No Exit. So is this like a 4-star? It might be moving up that way. I just love this premise, and it is like actually creepy, and thinking of being in that situation stresses me out. So I'm gonna be reading for 40 minutes instead of 30 minutes like I would usually do at 9, but it is 8:50. So that's like 10 extra minutes of reading. So maybe we'll get to 35 pages rather than 25 pages read. But let's get into it. This must be McDonald's because I'm loving it. This could be a 5-star. Like the plot twist that just happened and everything's happening. I'm like, I am scared. I would die in this situation. Luckily, I am very anxious and like I'm nosy about people's personal lives, but I'm not nosy enough to go look in other people's cars. That just reminded me of something that I heard the other day. But yeah, like this situation wouldn't happen to me, but if it did, I would be absolutely terrified. This is scary. And I think everyone's gonna die. Everyone. I love books and movies when everyone dies, like, because you don't expect it at all. So we will be getting into things we never got over. I did kind of like briefly talk about this earlier, but we will be starting on page 2. Happy Tuesday, Valentine's Day. So that's February 14th, 2023 at 3:55 p.m. Today, the last hour was kind of stressful, not going to lie. So what has made the day stressful? So again, Delilah barking at the neighbors. So I was reading outside and it was going fine. But then when I got to the part of where I go and get exercise, you know, getting my steps in, all of that, she just started barking again. And I was like, no. So it's really nice. It's like 70 degrees. But I didn't get to read outside for the remainder of the time. So we came in, so she had shoes, so I couldn't get her in the crate. So I just chilled in the sunroom with her. And then when she finished her shoes, I was like, tried to get her in the crate. That was not working. She did not want to go in there. But I finally got her in her room, which is what is supposed to be a laundry room. But we don't have laundry machines, which, you know, when I have my own place one day, I will absolutely have laundry machines. So that was tough. And then my phone got stuck on the search option, which I've never seen in my life on my phone. I took a screenshot of it. So I got stuck on this screen, but I could still click the apps in the background. Like I couldn't type in that search bar. So I clicked the general, like, you know, the settings, general, and then you can scroll down and there's options shut down because my phone won't turn off or anything. And I'm like, I'm trying to listen to my audiobook and it's not working. And I'm like, it's a really long audiobook too. So it's like over 25 hours. So I need it to work. And eventually I did get it all working. So everything is fine now. But for a little while, for about 30 minutes, it wasn't. But I did start The Little Friend by Donna Tartt. So this is set in Alexandria, Mississippi. Is that the town? Yeah. I don't know when this takes place. That is one of my tabs. But this, so Robin, the child, Robin Cleve, they totally said how to pronounce the last name, but we know my French isn't great. So he was found hanging at his family's home, like in a tree in the yard as like a 9-year-old boy. And nobody knows who did it and all of that. So it goes into like 10 years later, I guess. Not how much I would say in the future. And we have Harriet, who is his younger sister, who she was literally a baby, not even like a year old when he died. And she has all these like kind of weird fascinations, which like to me they're not weird, but in the book she's very eccentric. And it all stems back because she wants to know who killed her brother, and her brother is kind of almost like a god role. She's heard about him her whole life, and of how great he was, and then even in the church, they have stained glass of it's somebody who looks just like her brother sitting with Jesus. So, you know, she sees him in that way, that he was this amazing person. And so everything stems back to that. Now let's go to my notes. So during the prologue, I was like, there are way too many characters, because there's all the sisters who like are, so Harriet, Robin, and Allison are one generation. Then they have their mom, who is Charlotte, and then all of her sisters. She has a ton of sisters, and that's, I was getting all the sisters confused because it was, the prologue was like the day that Robin died, and I was just like, this is too much for me. But then we go to our first chapter, which is 10 years after that, and yeah, I think the sisters, Allison and Harriet, this gonna be such interesting dynamics to see how it goes on. And then I have a plot tab where I'm like, when does this take place? Like, I was thinking, I was imagining like Harriet's generation being like my dad's generation, so like the boomer, Gen X, that kind of like generation. But now I'm like, they actually like my grandma's generation. Yeah, this is very Southern. Like, it gives me the same vibes of To Kill a Mockingbird, and then throw in Pat Conroy, which my grandma would absolutely love those two, but if I gave her over a 500-page book, she'd be like, absolutely not, can't do it. So it's very given off those vibes. But Donna Tartt only gives me Pat Conroy vibes. I think their writing styles are very similar. But I am currently 51 pages in, but it is almost 4 o'clock here, so I'm gonna try to go to Red Lobster, because the previous times I've gone, they suck. Like, I literally have to sit there waiting an hour for my food, and I'm like, why do you tell me it's gonna be ready at one time? I get here and then it takes like literally an hour. So Red Lobster changed, like the local one in town, changed owners, so I'm hoping that it might be better, but you never know. So we're gonna try and hope it all works out. Well, I look kind of crazy because I am freezing. I have a blanket over me. But I did want to let y'all know I am reading during intermissions. I'm currently on page 78. Yeah, it's game day. I didn't say that. But, so I am reading during intermissions. I literally almost fell asleep reading this earlier. Not saying it's not bad or anything. I am on Advil, so I got sleepy. I didn't fall asleep though. I was like, cause I knew I was gonna eat dinner, which I just ate. And that like pepped me up, getting food. But I did want to tell y'all something about my dinner. So like every restaurant is, you know, extremely packed today because it's Valentine's and people on dates. And there's probably good deals. I don't know. I don't think I had a deal on anything I ate. So I got linguine, which is like my favorite thing. I told you I went to Red Lobster. That I originally took them off my list for a while because yeah, I told you it would take like an hour to get food. They were on it for that. Like, they did really good getting the food out on time. So I get home and I got a baked potato as my side, and I cut it open and it was a rotten potato. Like, excuse me. Like, I didn't know what that was. I was like, it literally looks like chocolate. But I showed my dad and he was like, yeah, don't eat that. And oh my gosh, like, are those worms? Like, I am concerned. That is extremely weird. So I didn't eat that, don't worry. But yeah, that was just like, I wasn't really grossed out by it because I didn't understand what it was at first. I was just like, what is this? This is so strange. So that didn't like ruin my day or anything, because y'all know I was kind of in a bad mood earlier. I wouldn't even say I was in a bad mood. It was just frustrating and hot and probably kind of hangry, to be honest with y'all, even though I had lunch and everything. So I am pretty much done eating for the day, but I am going to read. I have like 15 minutes. The game is tied at the first intermission, so exciting. We are playing Washington, which this is another, it's in DC, which we have been to DC, Capital One Arena in a vlog. Yeah, love Capital One Arena, which is nice. Recommend going there. I'm rambling, so I'm gonna go read. Okay guys, this is where it gets kind of awkward. So it's currently 8:51 and I have 15 minutes. It's like, do I go into this with 15 minutes? Because if we go 15 minutes, it's gonna be into the 9 o'clock hour. So do I just go into no exit? I think that's what I'm gonna do. So with The Little Friend, I am really enjoying this. This is a 4-star at the moment. I don't know what percent I'm into it, but I am on page 87. So thoughts, my most recent tap that I haven't told y'all about yet. There's just this one section about how this family, these children, loved this pet cat so much, and it made my heart happy. And then another one, this is just a general tab, is that this just has such a nostalgic feel to it. Now, as I said, I don't think this is like my generation or anything. I do think this is more of like our parents' generation. Like that one, I know everybody here's not the same age. I think this is more boomer, Gen X, that kind of time period. But again, they have not said a year or anything, so I'm not 100% sure when this is taking place. But it still has that nostalgic feel, like the innocence of childhood, just those days of being outside playing. And I love books when it goes into that, like coming of age. This is a coming of age story. It just makes me so happy and like, yeah, nostalgic. Nostalgic is exactly the feeling that it makes me feel, and I just love that feeling. I know some people don't like the feeling of nostalgia because I don't know why, because I'm somebody who loves it so much. We got to page 87, so let's put that all into the stats because I have no idea. Oh, I also need to see on the audiobook, because on Storygraph I do have it listed as I'm reading it as an audiobook. So The Little Friend, I'm on page 87, so not exactly where I wanted to get to. It was 13%, but okay, that was a motorcycle. I was like, do I hear a plane? But it's not where I wanted to get to, but I am so far ahead of schedule. Like I think a week ahead of schedule. I do have days to spare for reading, and I've hit 7 books read this month, and my goal for the month is to read 8 books. So I'm pretty much almost there. So I don't really need to be as concerned. So let's see how much of the audiobook I've listened to. So I'm gonna press play here, pause after that. So 3 hours and 30 minutes of the audiobook, but I'm going to begin into No Exit in a few seconds here. Okay, game is over. So I only read like 1.5 chapters in here, and that got us 11 pages, better than 10. So, I mean, I've already read over 100 pages today as is, so like, it's whatever, but I am loving this, as y'all know. Like, it's likely gonna be a 5 star. So my mood reading has been fantastic this month, and we love that. So I do need to put in the phone. I got to page 158 here. And the Canes one, I don't know if I said. Okay, Storygraph. On the page, I have like 3 apps that their icons are black and white. So I'm always like, which one am I supposed to click? Because I use all of them daily. So I am always scared I'm gonna click the wrong one. And I have clicked the wrong one, but I mean, does it really matter if I click the wrong one? When I'm on video, it does matter because I only have like a certain amount of time. So yes, so I got a 47%, so we're around the halfway mark in here, and then we will be getting into things we never got over. This one, I'm like, do people really talk like this? Like, it is so strange. The dialogue in this is so weird. But it's just a fine time. It's a 3 star. Like, it's decent, but I don't really care. And I'm always like, why don't I care? Like, it's only so hard with 3 stars, because I'm like, what made me love Get a Life, Chloe Brown? But I'm like, I know why I loved that. It was because it was my dream romance. Chloe was a very relatable character. When in here, it's just, I don't know. And I feel like Knox, I don't know, I don't really like him as a love interest. I feel like he's just really angry. Oh, that's another thing. I feel like these people don't really act their age, and that's something I see a ton in romances. People who do not act like grown-ups, and I'm like, I feel like I'm more mature than these people who are like double my age. I think they're in their late 30s, and I am in my mid 20s. But yeah, it's just kind of frustrating. I don't know how old the author is, because sometimes I feel like that could play in it if somebody is writing, maybe someone writing characters who are older than them, or sometimes, you know, reverse. But yeah, I'm gonna end, not the vlog, and Tuesday here, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Starting the vlog with my Target haul. It's the 15th, Wednesday at 4:18, so I have read today. I read outside today, which was super nice. Okay, it randomly stopped recording, like I didn't press any buttons, so that was kind of strange, kind of worried about that. But I did go to Best Buy because my headphones did die on me, but they did not have wired headphones. I don't do wireless, so I lose things too much. It would just be an epic fail. I do think they have like geotags on them, but still, we're not doing that. So Target at the dollar spot, they have all these little, they have like chicks, ducks, bunnies. So I just went with the bunny first. So all this is like Easter, so this is St. Patty's Day, St. Patrick's. Put these on my bookshelf because I don't really have that many St. Patrick's Day decorations. I have some, but I don't have any like for my bookshelf. So I will be putting these up on Friday. And then I got this bunny, which is ceramic. And again, this was all like $5, so Target dollar spot is where to go. Then I did get, this wasn't in the dollar spot, this is in the garden section. So this bullseye, this was more for Valentine's Day. It says hot dog, you're cute, but I was like, I love bullseye, love flowers, so I had to pick that up. And then I did get a pillow, so I'm awkwardly holding these flowers. I got this pillow. They had a lot of Easter pillows. It was so hard for me to decide, but just this little contour is so cute. And that is what I got at Target. I read 68 pages in The Little Friend by Donna Tartt. So I found out that this is taking place in like the mid 60s to early 70s. Like that is a rough estimate because they mentioned a TV show and I looked up when that show was airing and it was like 1966 to 1971. So that's the frame that we're in. And yeah, I am loving this, but it's not at a 5-star. Like it's out of 4 stars. I said, like, it just doesn't, it's not hitting that 5-star mark, but I don't know necessarily what's wrong with it. We did have a dream sequence and I hate those in any book. I'm like, I feel like it just takes away from the story. And then, so yeah, I guess the one thing is that this gives a lot of unnecessary information, I feel like, and that is something I see a lot with Donna Tartt. But I'm still, as I said, absolutely loving this, but it's just not hitting that 5-star quality yet because we are only a quarter of the way in, but usually that's when I know this is where we're at. That's usually when I know what I'm going to write a book is a quarter of the way in, but we will just have to see, and I will see y'all at 9. It is time to end the vlog. So I ended up reading 125 pages today, and I'm not reading any of my ebook today because Wednesday is my Netflix day. I don't know if I talked about it. I'm watching The Empress on Netflix, which is a German show. I am watching it in German because the English dubbed, I watched the trailer for. Well, okay, I was gonna watch it in German anyway, first off, because I like to watch shows and what they were originally done in, and I just watch with subtitles. And it's good since I have been learning German. But then the English dubbed version, I watched the trailer for, and it was just so bad how it was dubbed. They did not do a good job dubbing it. But this is about Elizabeth of Bavaria, who marries Franz Joseph, and they rule Austria, that kind of thing. But that is what I'm watching on Netflix. But I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you made it all the way through, leave a snowflake emoji in the comments below. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!